Good evening and welcome to Knowledge and Networking. My name is Rob and I will be your brand ambassador and host for the evening. The event is coming to us compliments of reiknowledge.com. They are a supplier of knowledge, resources, and contacts to real estate investors via a digital newsletter delivered to your email inbox for free, absolutely no cost. That's reiknowledge.com. You can go there and subscribe for free. reiknowledge.com, powered by their readers. Let's talk about what and where it's happening tonight. We have a couple areas on the hop-in platform that we can utilize. One of them is the reception area. That's where you came into the meeting. And the other is stage, which is where we're at right now, and where the knowledge portion of the presentation will take place. That won't last too long, probably about 15 minutes. And then we will break into networking. Networking can be done in the session rooms, and that's sort of like a group session, sort of like a Zoom meeting or any type of online conference meeting that you might be familiar with. Networking itself in the network area is one-on-one, sort of like speed networking, where you can interact one-on-one with a person for, I think, about 7 minutes, get to know them, what they have to offer, what you have to share, and pass on contact info. Then we have the expo area. The expo area is where you can learn more about our supporters that are supporting our group and our different meetings that we take place. So let's talk about our knowledge this evening. What the heck is DSCR? And this is again brought to you via reiknowledge.com, which is a hard knocks learning platform and in association with Roman Industries. Now for the small print. Essentially on your screen right now, highlighted in yellow and in red print, is a disclaimer that says what you will learn tonight is passed on to you for free, and also your responsibility to take with it and do with it what you choose. We don't want to bear any responsibility for any loss of income or loss of investment that might occur from interactions that you make this evening, whether it be knowledge or network based. And that again, once again, we're all boys and girls, and we're going to take ownership of our own actions. Quickly, we want to give a heads up to our supporters. We have a supporter who can supply several lenders to you for your projects that you need money. The source is fundingforproperties.com, and instead of chasing lenders, let lenders chase you. Go to their website, fill out the form for the type of project that you need money for, and it will get submitted to multiple lenders. Those lenders will then follow up with you and share with you how they can help you. There is no cost, and there's also no credit check to get lenders to start looking at your project. If you're a passive investor, an accredited investor, and you have an appetite for investing in mortgage notes, our friends over at pprnote.com are experts at this. They've been doing it for decades, and they work with only accredited investors who want to passively invest into their fund and get a nice return on their dollars without doing all the sweat work. Let them do the heavy lifting and you enjoy the returns. If you're an investor that's an experienced operator, maybe a multifamily operator and or a spec home builder building 35 homes a year or more, or having maybe 1,000 units or more under your belt of multifamily, and you need to get to that next level, and you're seeking that source that has the tools and the contacts and the resources and the funds to help you get to that next level, we have that source. So you can reach out to us at hello@reiknowledge.com. We'd be happy to introduce you to that source. This is only for experienced active investors that have 1,000+ units multifamily, or spec builders that build 35+ homes a year and are just trying to get to the next plateau and need a help or need a partner to be able to do it across the board in multiple levels, and we have that source for you. If you're looking for government-owned foreclosures and you don't want to pay a monthly membership fee to a website to get access to them, reach out to us at hello@reiknowledge.com. We'd be happy to introduce you to the site where you can get all that information for free. Won't cost you anything. Same applies for rental comps. There are plenty of sites out there that would supply you rental comps at a cost, but there's actually a location where you can get all that data for free. So if you email us at hello@reiknowledge.com, we'd be happy to share that with you. Lastly, if you are a company and you offer a service or product that our readers would like to know about, we'd be happy to talk to you about how we can expose your product or service to our readers. The best email for that is hello@fuelforbusiness.com. Now let's get down to our presentation here. What we're talking about here is DSCR, Debt Service Coverage Ratio. This is a term that's used in commercial style lending. If it were residential style lending, the term would be debt to income, or DTI, which some of you may have heard if you have ever bought a home of your own, or if you've ever been involved with somebody doing residential financing. They use a DTI, a debt to income ratio formula. In commercial lending, they use the DSCR formula. Very similar with a few differences. It's an underwriting formula that makes sure that the property can cash flow and pay its own bills. So it's used typically with single family, 2 to 4 unit, and also multifamily and even commercial style properties. So this evening we're going to talk about what DSCR is, how the formula goes about to gain it, what's a good DSCR versus a bad DSCR, and why you should care about it even if you're not doing any financing. Commercial loans on residential properties. Believe it or not, you can gain a commercial loan on a 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 unit property as long as the property is owned by an entity, an LLC, a corporation, and the loan is actually supplied to that entity. That becomes a commercial transaction even though it's a residential style property. So the benefit there is typically these loans do not show up on personal credit reports because the loan's actually supplied to the entity. Then whoever owns the entity, if it's an LLC, it's members. If it's a corporation, it's shareholders. They become the additional guarantors on the loan. So you could have 100 commercial loans on residential properties and perhaps none of them show up on your personal credit report. Now, what's the purpose of the DSCR? The purpose of the DSCR is to have confidence that the rental property can pay its own bills and make a profit. In other words, have positive cash flow. So we're going to learn why this becomes a very important formula. However, before we go down that road, we just want to share one more time that we have access to rental comps for free that you can get from us. You can reach out to us at hello@reiknowledge.com. We'd be happy to share with you the website that you can gain those comps for no cost. Once again, do you have a product or service that our readers should know about that could benefit our readers? We'd like to talk to you about it and the cost of sharing it to our readers. The best email to reach out to us to discuss this is hello@fuel, F-U-E-L, the number 4, business, B-I-Z-N-E-S-S.com. hello@fuelforbusiness.com. And lastly, if you, like many other investors, are looking for foreclosures and you're looking for government foreclosures, there are a lot of sites out there that will charge you a monthly fee to get access to them when in fact they're getting the information for free from the government. So you can go direct to the source. If you give us a shout out at hello@reiknowledge.com, we will give you the link that you can go pull your own REOs from the government for free and then find a realtor to place the bid. All right, let's get back to the good stuff. So on the DTI, when there's no DTI, when there's no debt to income, when it's being a commercial loan and we're doing what's known as a DSCR loan, they typically are not pulling personal tax returns. Reason for that is because you're probably not the prominent guarantor on the loan. Your LLC is. And if it's a cash out refi, a lot of times they're not even pulling bank statements because you're not coming to the table with money. You're leaving the table with money. So it becomes almost like a limited documentation loan. Not not actually a no doc, but a limited doc transaction. So since the loan is supplied to the entity, the personal income and expenses are typically not taken into primary consideration. So they're not asking you about your mortgage payment or about your car payment or about your W-2 income. They're looking at the income from the property, the lease, and then the expenses. So here's how the formula works. First, we start with the monthly rental income from the property. That's the gross income. Then we take a look at the property's monthly expenses, which consist of typically the principal and interest, taxes, insurance, and if there's a homeowners association, whatever those dues are. Then you divide the monthly rental income by the monthly expenses. So did everybody get that? We take the gross monthly income and then we divide the monthly income by the monthly expenses. So here's a stronger look at the formula as an example. On the left side of your screen would be what we call a good DSCR. The total monthly rental income for this property is $2,200 a month. The total expenses for this property, consisting of principal and interest, taxes, insurance, and any HOA, is $1,913. So if you divide 2,200, if you divide 1913 into 2,200, it gives you a DSCR of 1.15. That is what an underwriter for a lender would consider a good DSCR on an investment property. The item on the right, that's a not so good DSCR. We still have the same monthly expenses, 1,913, but now we only have 1,950 per month gross income. So when you divide 1913 into 1950, the DSCR equals 1.01. Not so good. By the way, a 1.0 DSCR is considered a break even. In other words, the rent equals the expenses. It's a 1.0 DSCR, no income being earned, no passive positive cash flow. So the higher the DSCR, the stronger the cash flow, the better the project. Once again, let's take a look at our contacts. PPR Note, they're in the business of buying and selling mortgage notes. They've been doing it for decades. So if you're thinking about passive investing, you're a accredited investor investing and you want to get a return without the hassles, reach out to pprnoteco.com. They'll be happy to help you out over there. Dave Van Horn and his team, awesome people. Second contact, of course, is, once again, if you're a experienced operator in multifamily of 1,000 units or more, or a seasoned builder, spec builder of 35 homes a year or more, and you need that partner, that hookup to be able to take you to the next level with the right tools, the right money, the right resources, we have a source that can help you out. Just reach out to us at hello@reiknowledge.com. We'd be happy to introduce you. Finally, if your project of any size needs money, regardless of what type of project it is, whether it's a fix and flip, fix and hold, new construction, acquisition and development, multifamily bridge loan, if your real estate project needs money, rather than chasing lenders, let the lenders chase you. So if you need money for flipping, holding, or new construction or otherwise, just go to funding4properties.com. That's funding, the number 4, properties.com. Fill out the correct short form for the type of funding that you need. No credit check, no cost, and you will have lenders chasing you to talk to you about your deals. So why should you have an interest in DSCR, especially if you're not considering financing a rental property? Well, there's a couple reasons why. First of all, the purpose of calculating the DSCR is to be certain that the property has positive cash flow. We are a firm believer that if you're going to invest in real estate, let's assume for a second your plan was to buy, fix, and flip. If for some reason the market turns and you are not able to flip that property or flip it for the profit that you're looking for, you may be forced to have to go into renting the property until the market turns again. So it's wise to be able to have the exit strategy be either a flip or a hold. And if it's going to be considered as a hold, then the DSCR formula needs to come into play, because that will determine whether your hold will actually cover its bills and make positive cash flow until you get to the point where you can sell it as a flip. Now, if the property can't pay its own bills and in a profit, whether it's now or later, why would you invest in it? And remember, the larger the DSCR, the more profitable the asset. Finally, we want to leave you with this message. In summary, build your business to be lender friendly, even if you're not financing. Lenders analyze the asset, which is the property, to be able to be self-sufficient, since the entity is the guarantor. Of course, the members or owners of the entity are the additional guarantors. So if you build your business for each asset to be lendable, you stand a better chance of gaining financing if you ever need it. Plus, you should be making more money. So in other words, build your business to be lender friendly. Lenders use the DSCR formula. They use it extensively to underwrite and make sure a property is a good deal, and of course, credit the investor for finding the good deal. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. You can just shoot them over to us at hello@reiknowledge.com, and we'll be happy to reply back to you. We have a reminder of our disclaimer that the materials that we supplied were for informative purposes only, that any investing you do on your own, under your own will and your own choice. Any gains or losses are yours, not liability to us. So it's time to network. So we can make connections in a couple different ways here, guys. We want to be able to make connections, share what you need or what you have to offer, exchange contact info, and have fun. So as a reminder on how to network tonight, share and receive, the sessions area on your screen, if you click and go into there, that's like group networking, sort of like a Zoom meeting, where you can network with everybody that's in there at the time. And there's a cap on how many people there are. So if it's full, just pop out and go into another one. The network button, if you click on that, you can be paired up one-on-one, sort of like speed networking. And you have 7 minutes to be able to pass on your information and gain theirs and see how you can benefit each other. The expo area is where you can gain more information about our supporters that support our different platforms. And of course, you can also chat with other attendees and or request a one-on-one video meeting with other attendees. And that can happen at any point during the evening. So we're here until 8:30 with this evening's meeting. The platform will be open that long. So feel free to buzz around in these different network opportunities. Take advantage of them, because you never know who knows who and who knows what.